It's Friday when you watch this, but Wednesday as I record it. If this week of Fastlane Daily went as I understand it, we may be up to day 3 of Leopalooza. So to make sure you don't get tired of me, in addition to racing news, I'll launch another epiphanantic rant about how U.S. racing should reorganize. So hang with me for one more day, okay? You know, you guys may think Derek D owns Fastlane Daily, but right now, my foot's on the go pedal, which means FLD stands for another Fortissimo Leo Day. Let's start where we left off last week, with Le Mans racing, only because this weekend is the ILMC race at Spa. The first it really counts blood fight between the new Peugeot 908 V8 twin-turbo and the new Audi R18 V6 variable vortex single-turbo. Now, I don't think anyone was sandbagging at the Le Mans test, but as the first and only pre-24 race, Spa will be good. Now, everyone asks where to watch these races. Seems Peugeot has your answer. At Peugeot-sport.com, the Spa 1000 kilometer will be live streamed. Well, until the Audi takes the lead, so let's tune in to find out. Of course, you'll get all the ILMC news, live timing, photos, and more direct from the LeMans.org website. Also this weekend, Turkey Formula One. The last race, China, was great action and strategy, but it stands as a sample size of 1. If Turkey repeats as an exciting race, then I am officially off any criticism of the DRS wing and Pirelli's artificial tire degradation. As to the teams, do I understand this right? Williams just dropped a number of people because the FW33 is a fail on aero, understeer, and brakes. But they announced their hopes for big improvement in Turkey with a new aero kit and other tidbits that obviously were built by the guys they just fired. But here's a sneaky little Williams rumor. As VW decides their future racing plans, Audi has a standing offer to buy 50% of Williams. Ferrari is also making noises about improving. They too question their aero, and in response, are about to use the Toyota wind tunnel to fix it. Okay, I've said it before. Toyota, 0 F1 wins. So really, the solution's there? McLaren says 3/10 is still their gap to Red Bull. And they have some new diffuser and engine exhaust tricks to try in Turkey, which gets us to Red Bull, and my belief, they're no longer running an F1 car, but some reverse-engineered alien not-from-our-world Transformers bot. The latest rumor says they've cooked up a system that has the engine still blowing large volumes of exhaust through the diffuser, even when the driver is off throttle, all for downforce. Yeah, and the ECU is really the Allspark. Now, the story I didn't want to cover is the News Corp F1 buyout. And now Exor, a rather large investment company tied to Fiat and Ferrari, is also in on the offer. Rather than punch out a few jokes about Rupert Murdoch is the Elliot Carver from the James Bond Tomorrow Never Dies flick / Fox News and Glenn Beck now go racing, let's cut to the core. The Concord Agreement expires in 2012. So with Ferrari's hand in this News Corp offer, this is really just more positioning to fight for manufacturer control of racing. And now, my epiphany rant. Major League Racing in the U.S. is breaking down. Because to manufacturers, the U.S. is not necessary to their global racing picture. You've heard of bubble economies. Well, in the U.S., we have bubble racing. We're here just doing our own thing as if we still rule the roost. ALMS can't embrace the popular GT3 spec. Grand Am, IndyCar, NASCAR build their own spec. So U.S. race car sales are not big enough for a manufacturer to justify a U.S. program. Think Audi, Nissan, Mercedes, and many more. In real car sales, over the next 5 to 10 years, the U.S. will no longer be necessary for global success. Thank you, China, India, and others. And let's be blunt, except for Corvette and NASCAR, name other significant race cars built in the U.S. Right, it's all Europe and then Japan. So here are my U.S. racing suggestions. Maybe a bit detached from reality, but in my opinion, the ideal for which to strive to get more manufacturers to race in the U.S. Number 1. Adopt global specs for U.S. racing, so BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Nissan, Lotus, and all the others can build a single spec race car and sell it here. ALMS, NASCAR, Grand Am, SCCA, or I don't give a who, just do it. Adopt global specs. Number 2, just like F1, MotoGP, ILMC, and now World Touring Car with an announced Sears Point, California race, somebody in the U.S. make a real push to import more offshore series to America, like Aussie V8s, Japan Super GT, or you know what, NASCAR, just man up with them and DTM and adopt the unified spec. Number 3, the Indy 500. Either build it around a global open-wheel spec, GP2 with a Speedway kit, or get Indy included in the F1 schedule, or just make the 500 a standalone incubator for manufacturers to develop, test, and race any new technology, just like the old days that you Indy inbreeders love so much. Every auto show should have a race scheduled with it. I'm tired of watching cars sit on turntables. Instead, turn the 1 million people that attend the New York Auto Show into racing fans by showing them the action.
Ow, we're living in the fast lane, baby.